Perseverance is the key to all success. That is always what I've gotten out of everything my grandfather has said. I believe that advice can relate to each and every one of you. I have been influenced through those words more times than I can count. In order to persevere, you must each have someone that influences you towards choosing all of your goals and aspirations. You may even feel influenced by my grandfather vicariously once you hear some of my ambitions. My grandfather, Papa Tim, has influenced my goals. You will begin to understand this influence more once we take a look at the things he has inspired. We will learn about the influences behind my drive to further my education, my college choice, and my attitude of standing up for what you believe in. First, we will begin with the influence behind my drive to further my education. From as early as I can remember, my family had always talked about my Papa Tim's education. He was a student for the majority of his life. He attended the University of Michigan, St. John's College, and the University of Virginia. He even took a few courses at Patrick Henry Community College. My grandfather was a philosopher and had many books in the den, which I know is the library. The mass amount of books was astonishing to me, especially the fact that the bookcases towered over nearly every member of my family. That alone made me realize that a college education was very important. So, from around the age of 5 or 6, I already knew I wanted to go to college once I was old enough. Now more than ever, at the age of 17, I cannot wait to graduate from high school and move on to the next sector of my educational career. The influence of the drive to further my education inevitably led to one of the most important decisions in my life, my college choice. Even though I've known that I've wanted to go to college ever since the age of 5, I've not always known exactly where to attend. In Martinsville and Henry County, I have always heard about how fantastic Virginia Tech is, but I've not heard in detail about any other college. This changed once I began to listen closer to the conversations at my grandfather's house. My dad lived in Charlottesville, Virginia for the majority of his life, so my dad and Papa Tim constantly reminisced about life there. I found out that my grandfather attended the University of Virginia for a long duration of time. This caused them to chat about the football team, educational experiences, and leisure activities at UVA. Even the small task talk called Papa Tim's eyes to light up. This devotion and love for the university made me realize that I could call it home as well. So, since the age of 13, I've been dying to attend the University of Virginia. His influence made me push my hardest through high school in order to get my acceptance letter. On January 20th, 2012, my wish came true. I got my acceptance letter. When I received it, I looked into heaven to thank Papa Tim for everything he inadvertently allowed for me to achieve. Now that we have heard about my educational influences, let us hear about my attitude of standing up for what you believe in. I have always heard stories about my grandfather taking a firm stand on his beliefs. One thing in particular that I remember was his belief in equal rights for everyone, regardless of race, sex, and/or ethnicity. During the time of the consolidation of the school system, many people in the South were strongly against it. However, Papa Tim wrote numerous articles in Charlottesville's newspaper that expressed his favor for the consolidation. Many people did not like his viewpoint and even threatened to beat him up if they ever came in contact with him. Regardless of all the threats, he stood firm on his opinion. As you know, all the schools in the area were eventually consolidated and remain that way. This strong backbone has made me the person I am today. I am a vegetarian and a member of People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA. I make donations and contributions to the fund so that animals can have their rights. I also have firm political viewpoints that seem to clash with a lot of other people. I think that I am emotionally the way I am now because of my grandfather's way of life. I feel grateful to have had someone in my life that was so influential. I strive to be strong and educated, just as he was. Concisely, I have talked about my influential grandfather with reference to the drive to further my education, my college choice, and even my attitude to stand up for what you believe in. This will allow you to get a little insight onto my goals and aspirations in my life. It will also allow you to realize who your most influential person is in your life. Remember that perseverance is the key to success in your life.